Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today we're gonna review some canister set from the second wave of 2008, so the Mystica wave, because of course in this wave we're gonna have 3 Makuta and 3 Toa, so this time we're gonna review one of the bad guy, one of the Makuta, and it's gonna be Krika. So here's the canister. So you can see it's a kind of a classic canister because it just got some upper lid and then the part where you put the parts itself, the piece and stuff like that. As you can see, what is interesting with this canister is the fact that the lid is really nicely designed because it's made to look like the Ignica right here, so the famous Mask of Life. And also there are two sides. There's the nicely part right here, so it's all polished and smooth, and the other side is all badly damaged with some scraps and stuff like that. And of course, on the Toa, we're gonna put normally the stickers, the front sticker right here. For example, if I took on you can clearly see that the front picture is right there with the polished surface, and on the Makuta, as you can see, the front picture this time is put on the badly damaged surface right here. So it's really kind of nice. It really makes them look like side by side, in my opinion, but that's kind of nice. And I think also, yeah, the Toa kind of look like the opposite direction. For example, all the Makuta look in this direction, and all the Toa look in this direction. For example, just a little, yeah, we're gonna do that just after some fun. For example, if you put Beetle and Gali, as you can clearly see, they like fight each other, which one firing at this direction and the other guy firing at this direction. So it's kind of nice in my opinion, kind of funny. Maybe it was they only supposed to do that. So anyway, we're just gonna don't talk about the canister, but just continue the review. So of course we got a little banner right here with Bionicle right in here. So border, yeah, some kind of border with the shape of the Mask of Life right here. The characters with the two legs, arms, and heads. Right here, of course, because the front picture, the background is quite different on each picture, so this means that we're gonna have some different branch, and different grass, and different works on the background, but of course you still have the green space and blue one here. Then I turn this like that, and we're gonna have the 6 pictures of the 6 canister set. The fact that you can also link the little Mataran to this guy, of course, because they were not released 6 other Mataran in the wave 2, you have to put the ones from the first wave, or at least maybe mock yourself your Mataran. I think you can do that now with the other parts that were brought with the Agori and stuff like that, and even the stars. The Niwa Ghost Blaster right here, the fact that you can put Krika in the box. I did not try personally in the canisters. And then the Bionicle. And on the side you can also see Bionicle and some worked shape on the plastic part. And that's quite all, so maybe we're gonna... Oh yeah, I think I made some mistake because on my tail review I've said that this was a Gali instruction booklet which got the group pictures, and I think that this one in fact. So yeah, the instruction booklet is quite normal, so yeah, you have the part this right here. It shows the same pictures as before here. And what is interesting with the Krika one is it shows the group pictures, because on every other instruction booklet it just shows these pictures, of course with the Toa which are in the canisters. And this time it really shows the group picture, which is really a nice one with all those guys from the second wave, all side by side again. And it's really a nice one with the, I think it's called the cord wax at the back. And then you also have some art for the 3 vehicle set. Of course, it does not show the, it doesn't show the J-Trax in yellow color, or the Vultras vehicle, or even the Massacre, but Massacre isn't really a vehicle because it's more like a sentinel. So anyway, here it is. And we're going to talk about the set right now. So, so yeah, this time the color scheme is black, white, and with some red. And yeah, you may know that the black is the main color for all Makuta in the in 2008. On the Toa it was first like dark gray, and then it will be silver. So anyway, here's the lower part. So I'm supposed to put this like that because here, of course, you have to know that Krika is a 4-legged creature, 4-legged Makuta. So yeah, of course, it stands on 4 legs and not just on 2, because you can see it's kind of hard with this part. So we're gonna talk about this later. So of course we're gonna have some Metro pelvis, really classic. And for the arms this time we're gonna just have some Matawan arms. So this is in black, and I think this was quite recolored in at the time, but not now because I think it was also released in 2009 in Atticus, but in 2008 I think it was just maybe released in this set. And then we're gonna have some connectors. Of course, it's a new one with a new shape. And then we're gonna have this kind of interesting part. So I do not know how to call this. I'm gonna just call them some leg, if I can say so. Leg with all little blades and yes, and cutting edge everywhere. So we got two of them, of course, for the true leg. And we can see it's mainly red and with some kind of trans white gray, kind of hard to say what color it is. With some white fade, in fact, and we got some axle pinhole and some axle right there, and it's really nice. And we're gonna have two types of these parts. So these are the rear leg, if I can say so, and we got two of them. It's really nice to have this part with this shape. So yeah, really a beautiful part. Seriously, it's really a nice design and wide with all the spikes and stuff like that. So we do a good job. And that's quite all for the bottom part. In fact, so we're gonna just talk about the upper part of the body itself. So we're gonna maybe just put this off. So then the upper part, in fact, is pretty simple because it used the Makuta torso frame, which was used in the first wave. Krika is the only one to have this frame apart of so from the special edition set, like for example Ikawax or which one. But apart from that, it's the only one in the second wave because the other guy, I think, have other frame. I'm sure for Betty he have another frame, but I'm not sure for Krika. But I think Krika got some Inika frames anyway. So he got the Makuta frame, but it does not own the Twin Export stuff. So this means that we have to fill the hole right here, and we're gonna do this really in a simple way with just this gray part, which is the one which is useful to link the Matawan to the Toa, and we're gonna add this part, which is an armor chest part from 2008, in fact, yeah, from 2008. It was released in 2008 in Onua and in Krika, and it will be released also in 2009 with Matanui in yellow. So this time it's white, excuse me, and in Onua it's black. So we're just gonna add this, and it really, yeah, it stands perfectly. Don't really move that much, so yeah, it's kind of perfect in my opinion. Of course, for this new frame, we have two ball joints. On the back, you've got the L-shaped part, which will be useful to link the Matawan. I'm not gonna link it in the reviews, so just check out my other reviews on the first wave or on the Matawan of 2008. The arms are the same, so it's some Matawan 90 degrees bended arms. And here we go with the new leg, like I can say so, the new end armed parts, which is made in fact with the two same parts, which are this one. So again, really with tons of little spikes on everywhere, with the wet fade and the same kind of strange color. So it's not white, it's more like yeah, it's more like some transparent milky white. I don't really know how to name this. I think I will have yeah, you can check on P1, maybe it's use some real color. So anyway, and you have some actual oil white in there. So we're gonna just clean this like that. So really a long part when you add two of this piece. And here we go. I'm gonna put this like that, and that's quite all. And then we're gonna talk about the head, which is quite interesting because it does not use some Metro head like the old Makuta, which was kind of weird because they have weird mask and behind they have some Toa heads, so it was kind of weird. This time, no, it's more like the Bawaki stuff, even more for Krika, because as you can see, it used one connector, one Metro arm for the neck, and one other connectors, and then we're gonna add these two Bawaki eyes, which are red, and then just gonna add this part, so the head part. It's also kind of the same as the leg and the stuff like that with all the spike. It's all in this shape. It's really nice. Seriously, it's really a nice part. It's maybe thinner than you may think, because I think at first that it was a bigger part, but in real shape, it's kind of thin and real little on this part, real tall. Some red shade, yeah, some red fade again. Really nice. And then we're gonna put this right here, and with the two Bawaki eyes, we're gonna do the two eyes we needed for. With the two eyes we needed for this set. Yeah, pretty nice, seriously. And it's not done yet because we're gonna have to add the weapon, which is of course the Ninwa Ghost Blaster. So here it is. Of course, it's yeah. Also, it's put with some old school robot arm right there. We're gonna put this later. And of course, you're supposed to push this air pump right here. It's in red. On every tower, it's in dark gray or in some smoke, clear smoke color. But on every Makuta, it's in red, and every Ninwa Ghostbuster also on the tower are a dark metal color, some dark metal color, and this time it's some lime green. So of course you put this in this silver part, which is linked to the air pump part. Just press it and fire, and it works perfectly. You have one in spare parts right here, which is all on the actual hull, so it's all perfectly. If you lost one of them, so it's kind of work nice. I will really have enjoy if you can fire tons at times or stuff like that, but no, it's just one at a time, and you have to put this on every time. And there we go. We're gonna add this part on the this part, and that's quite all. Then we're gonna add the bottom part. So in fact, I think that's the one Makuta with the lower parts count, if I remember correctly. They were really not high on parts, I think, in this Makuta in the 2008. And for the price we have to pay for them, it was kind of disappointment. So anyway, here it is. I'm gonna do a little turnaround of this four-legged Makuta. So as you can see, it's quite nice. And then we're gonna talk about the articulation section. So yeah, the articulation section is kind of weird because of course you just got some metal and arms. So in fact, you just got two ball joints, and also the fact that you got two ball joints everywhere. I'm gonna do this really quickly. And the fact, yeah, maybe, no, first I'm gonna talk about the head and then I'm gonna talk about the overall stuff about the articulation. So the head can kind of nicely move because it can look down, up. It's of course on two ball jumps, so it's kind of better than the other guy. And this part also, oh excuse me, is on two ball jumps, so you can make it in the back, for example, stuff like that. Or just make it fire here. So yeah, you can do some nice stuff with the head and also the Ninwa Ghost Blaster parts. And yes, so for the overall articulation, in fact, it's kind of weird because it's just two ball joints and also it's four-leg creature, so really it's there are kinds of limited pose. So I think it's all up to you to choose to make some pose to try some new thing. For example, if you want to make him like that, if I want to make him look really on the back. So for example, if I want him like that, I can do stuff like this. Yeah, it's kind of weird with that, I know. Or if I really want to make him up, I can also do some stuff like that, and then it's gonna be really some height in comparison. So yeah, in fact, it's really up to you to make some pose with that and to try. I can't really do an overall opinion on this part because I think it's all up to you to try and do some pose. For example, I can do this stuff, which is kind of nice, I think. Also, I can move this like that. For example, the body on this part, and then just make some more spider stuff like this. So yeah, in fact, you can really. I think it's really up to you to make some pose with that because it kind of look limited at first because it's four-legged creatures and also it have just two ball joints here. But then you have to seriously to try tons of different poses, and I think you can really have some fun with that. But yeah, it can be awkward at first, and it can be hard to find some interesting pose with this guy. But as you can see, we can clearly have some fun and do some nice pose with that, and yeah, it's kind of nice. So here we go, and I think that's quite all for this set. I'm gonna just do some, yeah, like that. So this was my review on Krika, one of the Makuta of the second wave of 2008. So the cons are in fact maybe that there are just 2 ball joints here, so I do not know if it would have been better with 3 ball joint like the other guy. So still I do not really know, but it might be a disappointment. Also, it's really low on parts, so you do not have any tons of parts. The frame is pretty simple. In fact, the main frame, not all the overall design, I do not mean the overall design, but just the main frame is in fact pretty simple also. And I think that's quite awesome, seriously, because I don't see any drawback, and I'm forcing myself to say this one, as I said earlier, because seriously, I don't have any drawbacks, and I think that this set still have really more cons than drawbacks, because, for example, the overall design is pretty nicely done. 4-like creatures, pretty original. Yeah, of course, we have tons of 4-like creatures, but this one especially is pretty nice because of the new parts. So yeah, the part packs of this set is quite impressive in some way, because it does not bring any it just really bring specific parts, but they are really nice. They are really well designed. So all these spiky parts right here, there. You got, I mean, 4 of this one. You got 2 of this one. You got the head. You also got some new chest armor, which is kind of nice in white. And also it's really a color that fits everywhere in white, so it can be more useful than, for example, the yellow one of Matanui. We also got some Mataran arm, the Metal with one in black. And I think that's quite all. So excuse me. Yeah. So yeah, the overall design is pretty nice, and so is the part packs. Even if this does not bring, yes, even if it does not bring tons of new arm or legs part or stuff like that, it still brings his own specific part, and if you can add them to your mock, I think it will really look nice. So yeah, nice new parts, nice overall design. For the articulation, it's kind of a neutral point, in fact, because it can be hard to move it. Personally, I'm not really a fan of the 4-like stuff, seriously, because I do not like to move them. But this one, you can still search to do some pose. In fact, yeah, it's all up to you to search and try some new pose and new stuff. We can really do some fun stuff. So yeah, I think it's really nice. I especially like the head also, but I think I already said that. So yeah. And I think that also, seriously, if you look for an original canister set, I think Krika is the one you need. Seriously, it's really one guy. One thing that might disappoint you is the fact that he does not bring with him tons of parts, because in fact the arms are just really simple Mataran parts. So it's kind of be it seems that it doesn't really worth the money it cost. So I think the best way to buy this guy is buy him like for example at a lower price, not like for example $12 or stuff like that. More like I do not know, $7 or $5 maybe. It's a good choice because it really brings some new parts for all the mockers. I think it's really a nice addition to their set. And I think for the others also, if they search some unique canisters, it's also a nice selection. And I think that's quite all, so I hope you have made your own opinion on this set. I hope you enjoyed this review, and see you later for another Bionicle video review. Bye!